Hello, greetings, good morning, and welcome to Christmas Eve morning. You know, over the years, this has genuinely become one of my favourite Christmas traditions. This right here is something that I genuinely look forward to, almost as much as Christmas Day itself. This morning, it's still dark outside. The family are here for Christmas, but it's not yet Christmas, so they're all asleep upstairs. And I have the house to myself. I have the world to myself. I have nowhere to be. I haven't got a meeting to attend or an email to send. And I can just start to relax. I can just slip into that warm jacuzzi, that new dressing gown feel of Christmas Eve morning. It's like a dry run for Christmas itself, actually starting to full on engage with the moment and be ready to just have a good Christmas day. I love Christmas Eve morning, and also I love recording these little videos. It started a few years ago with a story of receiving the N64 on Christmas morning, and over the years they've become, for me at least, an excuse to reflect. Reflect on maybe what I want to achieve during Christmas, maybe catching up on some computer games, or just thinking about life and the fact that we're here once again. Christmas is almost upon us again. And this year, I've really been thinking about why. Why do we do this as a society? With Santa and the lights and the presents and all the frivolities and frivolities and extra expense that we put upon ourselves. Why do we do that? Obviously, with the obvious answers, the religious answers, for example, to one side, as a festival, we put a lot of effort into Christmas, and this thought really began earlier this month with with our traditional watching of the Hogfather, Terry Pratchett's Hogfather, on DVD. Over the years, of course, as many people do, we've put together a little playlist of films and TV shows that we like to watch at this time of year. And this year, actually, I added to that list with Krampus. That is a heck of a film. That's a wonderful, wonderful Christmas movie. But The Hogfather is Terry Pratchett's Discworld take on Christmas. Hogswatch is the Discworld version of Christmas. And one year, the Hogfather, or Santa Claus, goes missing. And in this amazing tale, of all people, of all entities to step into the Hogfather's shoes, in order to maintain belief in the Hogfather, because it's crucial that people believe in him, death takes on the role of the Hogfather. It's a wonderful story. If you haven't read the book, you really should. If you haven't seen, it's a two-part TV special. Check it out. It was released by Sky a few years ago, and it's available on DVD. And I'm sure it won't be too expensive by now on Amazon. But this idea of death becoming Santa or becoming the Hogfather, and also the reason why he does it, really set me on this path. And so I'll read a little quote from the book, I think, but also this is in the TV play, or a feature-length episode as well. Now, Death's niece Susan is talking to him. "All right," said Susan. "I'm not stupid. You're saying humans need fantasies to make life bearable." And incidentally, Death's voice is always written in capitals because he's got a booming voice. "Really? As if it were some kind of pink pill? No. Humans need fantasy to be human, to be the place where the falling angel meets the rising ape. Tooth fairies? Hogfathers? Little—" "Yes. As practice, you have to start out learning to believe the little lies." "So we can believe the big ones?" asked Susan. "Yes," said Death. "Justice, mercy, duty, that sort of thing." "They're not the same at all," said Susan. "You think so? Then take the universe and grind it down to the finest powder, and sieve it through the finest sieve, and then show me one atom of justice, one molecule of mercy. And yet, Death waved a hand, and yet you act as if there is some ideal order in the world, as if there is some rightness in the universe by which it might be judged. Yes, but people have got to believe that, haven't they? Said Susan. Or what's the point? My point exactly, said Death. Human beings make life so interesting. Do you know that in a universe so full of wonders, they have managed to invent boredom? And I think the wonderful, wise Terry Pratchett was onto something there. I think Death is right. Well, I think Terry Pratchett is right. In doing this, in engaging, especially as a child, with things like Santa, you are introduced to the little lies that society asks you to engage in, the little elements of the human condition, of the human perspective, the human lie, I suppose, to a certain extent. The human pretense, that's nicer. The human pretense that this order that we create for ourselves is somehow meant to be. And also, actually, by demonstrating that, we get a sense of the benefits of having this order that we create for ourselves, this society, this world where we drive on the correct side of the road, we pay our bills with money, and we engage with each other, broadly speaking, in a civilized manner. You start by believing in Santa, and then you end up believing in justice, because both of these things are completely made up by people. I like that, and I think that's probably one of the deepest and most interesting deconstructions of all this stuff that I've ever come across. And so in that sense, I'm actually quite happy for people to grow up believing in Santa. And oddly enough, I would even engage in some of the more saccharine elements of Christmas in order to encourage that. I think it is important that we invite people into the club of humanity, and some of these interesting little games that we play, these little dances that we do, pretending that yes, there is some order by which the universe might be measured or judged, as Death would say. I don't know. What do you think? Do you agree? Are you willing to entertain the idea of therefore believing in Santa in the same way that we believe in things like justice, love, mercy, kindness? Now, of course, it doesn't work the other way. It's not like if you believe in the justice system, you have to believe in Santa. Of course not. And that's something that I know my wife would definitely point out. She'd be like, "Oh, don't be silly. You can't." Not that she's being horrible, but she's just sort of saying, there's a limit to that particular to that flow of that logical argument. It doesn't necessarily work the other way. And so no, of course there are limits, but the idea of starting small and then getting bigger and bigger is an interesting one, definitely. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being with me this year. It's been an interesting and difficult year, if I'm honest, especially with how the year began, with losing Mum in January. And don't worry, I'm not going to keep on reflecting and referring to that. I mean, obviously it may come up every now and then, but it's not going to define next year. But thank you guys for sticking around, and hopefully for enjoying all these little meandering videos and thoughts and streams of consciousness that I throw your way once or twice a week. Have a very Merry Christmas, or whatever else it is you get up to at this time of year, and as ever, until next time, do take care. Bye bye. Merry Christmas.